Gary, just approaching the brand new season, first pre-season friendly next week, so just to catch up with you for the new year. You've been at the club now for about 6 months, something like that?
Yeah, about that.
Give us just an idea of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through, because I'm sure that you've not stopped really from picking up a side that wasn't yours, League One final, the Shield final, and winning that. But then the thing comes about getting a side that you want and trying to bring players in that you want. So just give us an idea as to what you've gone through in that 6 months.
I think I've said before, it's never easy coming into an environment that's already an established group of players, especially with the way things had happened when James had left and the rest of it. There was a bit of a split camp. Some didn't want him to go. Some were happy that he'd gone. So it was a very difficult environment to come into. The board, yourself included, had sort of said what the target was to finish in that top 8, and that's where we wanted to be. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, we didn't. It was a poor result down at London that cost us a top 8 spot in the end. So from then on, it was really a case of damage limitation. And once you're in that bottom 8, you look at the teams that are in there. And I don't want to be disrespectful to those teams, but you've got to think that Hunslet should win that. And that then became the new focus, that at least we get some positives out of what's been a really disappointing season for everybody, supporters included. And the only way we could get any positives out of that was to win that Shield, and that's what we did. During that time, obviously, Barney, Cassie and myself, we had a real good chance to assess the players and who we wanted to keep and who we didn't think was the right fit for us at this club. And that's why we made the decision to let some people go. That's never an easy thing to do, and whilst they were here at the club, they gave their all, and I wish them all the best if they've moved on to other clubs, and wish them some success. But we identified where we thought we wanted to strengthen and the areas of the team that needed to improve. The budget, the additional budget that we got certainly helped me do that. I identified some players that I knew, that I'd worked with before, that I knew would come here and do a good job, and hopefully that proves to be the case. And we also wanted to bring in some championship quality players, because I think it's important. We had a real good core of young players that had come out of the Rhinos Academy, people like Joe Sanderson, Niall Flynn, together with people like Cov, and then we brought young Dean in. So there were already a nucleus of real good youngsters. But we thought, with Macca, with Jack Lee, with George, with Mickey Haley, people like that, we also thought we needed to probably improve that middle group, that sort of 24 to 28 age group, just to give us a little bit more experience and help these younger kids. And that's why we targeted people like Dwayne Straffer and Kane Sutherwood, who've got fantastic championship experience and even Super League experience. So those were the type of players I thought would come into our environment and improve us. They've come in with a great culture. They've been at some very good clubs under some very good coaches. So it's been an easy transition for them to come in and show those leadership qualities straight away. And I thought that was important, because I think there was a bit of a lack of that last year, if I'm honest with you. As I said earlier, it was a split camp, and some wanted to go one way and some wanted to go another way. But now we've got a group of players that are all pushing in the right direction, and that's got to help us. So yeah, putting that squad together wasn't easy, but I'm really pleased with what we've done. We've signed some very good players, some very good people as well, and that's important. It's not just what they do on the field, it's what they do off the field as well, in terms of their attitude towards training and how they live their lives. And yeah, really pleased. We've got a very good group of players, and hopefully they'll take that onto the field and do themselves proud and do themselves justice when it comes to the league games.
When you're starting to assemble a side, do you have a style that you're looking at, a style of play that you want players to fit in, or is it some other thing that you try and put together? There is that. We want to play a nice attacking game. The thing is, we want people to come and watch us, and when they come and watch us, we want to entertain them, because I think if you do that, they're more likely to come back the week after. So we want to play a brand of football that's attractive, but the bottom line, it's results driven as well. So it's horses for courses. You've got
you've got to take every game as it comes, and some games will be played different to others. But yeah, definitely we want to be an attacking, attractive team to watch, and so that is part of your analysis when you're putting a squad together. And I think in Harry Tyson Wilson and Kane and Joe Sanderson and Sean, we've got some terrific half-backs that will allow us to play that style. But also we need to build a big pack of forwards to take us forward and allow those players to play. So, you know, Matty Nicholson, Mickey Haley, Dwayne Strafford, Brad Foster, all real good players, good. You know, so I think we've got a really good balance of a big pack that will take us forward. Some good half-backs that will create stuff for us, and then plenty of strike on the fringe. So yeah, you're looking at a brand of football that you want to play, and then players that will fit into that brand. But over and above that, I think you need good people, because you want people that are going to buy into what you're going to do, and you want reliable people that are going to turn up and train and put their heart and soul into training sessions. You know, sometimes last year when we first came in, that wasn't always the case, and you know, you want people that you know, if coaches speak highly of players, then you assume that they're good at what they do. And I don't think any of the previous coaches that have coached the lads that were brought in this year have got a bad word to say about them, and we're very sorry to see them go. So that to me says that you're bringing good people in. So it's not just about what you do on the field, it's about your approach to training, it's about how you are as a group of people, because you know, you've got 30 lads come together and they're all different and they're all got different ways, but you need to be able to gel and blend. So there's lots of different elements. So you know, they've got to be the good people, they've got to be good trainers, have a good attitude, live their lives well, but also be very good at rugby league.
We've seen a lot more, probably at Super League level, put on that culture and the brand of the club that they're with. So a lot of the Super League clubs, the Wigan players, the Leeds players, at Warrington, that go to places, always seem to respect what's going on. Yep. And then you've got the other side of the coin, where we've just had a recent thing with Toronto, where maybe there's some things that are the poorer side.
Yep.
So how do you get that instilled to players, or is it just that you're bringing those sort of players in, but it's the younger players as well, and carrying on that brand?
Absolutely, and again, you know, that when you bring in new players, it just goes back to what I was saying. Really, it's not just about what they do on the field; it's what they do off the field, and they've got to be good role models. And I think people that have played a high-end championship for a number of years have done it because they're good role models and they live their life well. You know, these days it's you know, socially, people, you know, the drugs culture and the rest of it, I think it's easy for people to fall into it. I always think that people that play sport at a professional level have a reason not to do things like that, because they're professional sportsmen, but obviously one or two do fall by the wayside. But you can't stop it, because you can't live with these people 24/7. They've got their own private lives and personal lives, and what they do in their private life and personal life is entirely up to them. All you can do is try and instill professionalism into them, like I said, and you do your homework on people, you know whether they're good trainers, and generally people that are good trainers and live their life well generally don't all, you know, go astray and go on the drug side of things. So it's very, very difficult, and you never know, and you know, people have personal reasons for doing that, and I'm not going to judge anybody. People live their own lives their own way, but I think all you can do really is try and support people, do your best by people, and hopefully they'll repay that.